It is Monday, and it is time for the Why So Serious show. Jesse Morrison, Jeremy Schnell, Max Bechtold, Evan Osherwitz, and if you see us looking up, it is us all watching the Monday Night Football game between...
Or baseball.
Not me. I'm watching Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. Sorry to correct you, Jesse. I know it's 5 seconds into the show, but
There were like 15 fans there, Jeremy. You were saying there were a lot of fans there. There's like 10.
It's a lot.
No, there's not. This is like the least amount of fans.
Are we just going to gloss over that Max is watching a regular season Cardinals game instead of watching Monday Night Football?
No, because you were watching a regular season Marlins game, which is way worse.
The Marlins are on a roll right now, okay? They're historically we're back.
Jeremy, this is how all the stadiums should do fans. There's like 15 here in total.
Perfect.
It's going to be loud there.
This is the second regular season baseball game I've watched today, so
that's awesome.
Behind another Cardinals game.
Also, the Jarrell Casey Bowl is on right now, Jesse. You excited? Jarrell Casey looking to get revenge right away against his old team.
I don't know who that is.
Jarrell Casey? He's like a multiple...
Overreaction Monday. Let's get it going. Hold on just 1 second. And we will start with the player that everyone likes to talk about, Baker Mayfield.
Your boy Bakes.
Oh, boy.
Did everyone see him play yesterday?
Oh, boy. I saw your Twitter, and I liked that tweet because it was very accurate.
He's really bad. I really had a lot of faith in him coming out of Oklahoma, but he doesn't, like they were talking about on the local hour of the Lebertard show today, he really can't. He really can't, like, complete a pass. He's not accurate.
No, never has been.
No, he was extremely accurate when he came out of college. That's what's weird. They talked about how he's probably forcing things to Odell, which might be true.
It was, because they got down early in the game. But some of those passes were so far off the mark. Like, Jesse, you used to play a little bit of quarterback. I bet
Totally.
you could throw a better ball than he did on that one pass. It was like 5 yards over the receiver's head. I bet you could throw a better ball than that 10 times out of 10.
100%. I was a stud in 8th grade.
Baker's a weird one because normally rookie quarterbacks are bad in the NFL. He was good his rookie year, and then everything after that has just been terrible. So I don't know if that 1 year is like as good as it's going to get for him. But right now, it's game 1 of his 3rd year, so maybe a little quick to rush to judgment. But it looks like it's going consistently downhill for him.
It is Overreaction Monday, so he is a terrible NFL quarterback, and his career, and you can basically just write him off. Isn't that right?
Jarvis Landry, the most consistent player in the NFL, 5 receptions for 61 yards.
Yep, he'll get 5 receptions for 61 yards every game this year.
I have an overreaction, so let me know when I can share it.
Go ahead.
Max, go.
The San Francisco 49ers are the worst team in the NFC West.
Wow. I mean, it's not wrong.
I said it. They're the worst team in the NFC West.
I mean, it's also not factually incorrect.
Well, for now, it's factually correct, and by the end of the season, it will be too. 6 wins.
Jeremy, I'm giving you the floor here because as much as I...
Tell me where their talent's elite.
What?
Tell me where their talent is elite.
Defensive end.
Cornerback, Richard Sherman.
Yeah, a lot of teams have one game or one Super Bowl.
Wait, hold on. Linebacker. I mean, like they had Fred Warner and what?
Running back.
Elite.
Raheem Mostert.
Mozart.
I said it right this time.
Mozart.
Every Shanahan offense has a good run game. I'm not giving that credit to the running backs. I'm giving that credit to Shanahan.
Wide receiver?
No.
Ayuk.
Okay. Not right now. They got some.
Brandon Ayuk.
He's hurt though.
The Broncos are doing it right. They did a kick where they forced the player to come out of the end zone. Yes, I love it.
I like the Broncos when they wear the blue uniforms and not the orange uniforms.
Ryan Tannehill.
Orange should never be.
You say you do too, Max?
I don't know. I like both. I liked it though when the orange was like the different thing to wear, and they broke those out a couple times a year. Like, was it the Manning years where they started wearing orange usually at home?
Yeah, I think so. But I think now that with the new regime, they're back to the Blues at home usually.
Okay.
And my guy Drew
Yeah,
Lock,
I think that's a good
favorite
call.
young quarterback.
Tannehill on the read option.
Wow. But Jeremy, I'm going to give you the floor here because unfortunately your favorite or my favorite rookie quarterback didn't play as well as I thought he would.
He still played really well.
Oh, your boy Burrow threw the worst interception I've seen in NFL history until today when Danny Dimes threw a really bad pick as well.
He played great though, Burrow did.
I mean, I wouldn't say great.
He has a noodle for an arm. He has an absolute noodle, guys.
Hold on. He was under constant pressure from the Chargers pass rush. I'll give him pass there. That's not his fault. He did have their only touchdown on that run. He followed his blockers, did a good job there. He finished with 193 passing yards, I think. Obviously, the one pick,
All because of that last drive.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, he at one point I think he had completed 7 of 11 for 45 yards, and this was like halfway through the third quarter. So I don't think he played great. He played okay for a rookie quarterback making his debut.
He very much has a noodle for an arm,
I don't
unfortunately,
agree.
and that was
That's not a
displayed
good-
on.
I don't agree with that. But okay, like they probably should have tied the game. They missed the field goal. He put them in a position where they could have won the ball game, and I think that's all you can ask out of a guy making his first career start in the NFL. So I'm not going to be too hard on Joe. I think he played all right.
Jeremy,
SC,
just rip him.
It is overreaction Monday. So 2 things. Ready? Joe Burrow is a bust, and number 2, Cam Newton is the best quarterback in the AFC East.
Did you watch the Buffalo game? The overreaction to have is that Josh Allen's winning MVP.
Josh Allen for MVP.
That's the overreaction to have.
After one week where they played the Jets, sure. Josh Allen, early MVP frontrunner. Why not?
But that's what overreaction Monday's for.
The New York single-engine airplanes.
All right, can I go now? The
Like,
Dallas Cowboys.
Put it hold on. Put it on the poll. Put it
The
on the poll.
Cowboys are going 0-16. That's my overreaction.
I can see it. I mean, the problem is they play Washington football team twice.
They came back in the game. Like Washington honestly looks decent. It's 1 week, sure. Like they've had good week 1 performances before. But right now, even after the Giants, whatever you call that on Monday Night Football, I still think the Cowboys are number 4 in that division and they're not winning a game. Last night, so many injuries. They got punched in the mouth right at the start of the game. Those 2 first Los Angeles drives, the defense got carved up, and that was with Van Der Eschen. It didn't get better once he came out. And honestly, like you can talk about that PI call that Ramsey drew, 100% flopped on that play. But I'm not even mad.
It was a little PI though. He pushed off.
You can't say they deserve to win the game either way. They didn't deserve to win that game. They looked terrible. I can't believe that the Rams only won by 3. Cowboys 0-16. They're not winning the game this year.
The Cowboys do have the worst coach in that division. I don't even know if it's that close.
You don't think Joe Judge is a better coach?
I'm not a believer in McCarthy. I am not a believer in McCarthy. I've been outspoken about this since day 1.
Yeah.
I put, should the Jets change their name to the single-engine propeller planes on Twitter.
A little bit too long of a name.
What did you say?
A little bit too long of a name.
Oh, and Washington football team is not?
Well,
Hail to the football team. Hail victory. Braves on the warpath. Fight for old DC. Let me tell you, to the Washington football team, does the Washington football team have the best defensive line and front 7 as a whole in football? Yes, they do, and they showed that yesterday.
Wait. Chase,
27 points, unanswered, unbelievable.
Jesse, I don't care about all that. I don't care. Jesse, Chase Young for Defensive Rookie of the Year? No. Defensive Player of the Year, Jesse.
Chase Young for Defensive Player of the Year. If Ryan Kerrigan doesn't win it first, 2 sacks yesterday. He is now the overall
and a fumble recovery.
Sack leader.
And a fumble recovery.
Franchise history. What's up?
here's what makes Chase Young so amazing. Chase Young is the guy that looked like he was just a different species in college, where he was just so much bigger than everybody else, and he still does in the pros. Like a lot of times these guys like Clowney, when he was in college, like he looked like a different breed
He
of.
looked like a defensive tackle in college.
And then in pros, everybody else looks around the same size. Chase Young, for some reason, still looks massive out there.
Football team, football team, football team, football team, football team, football team. It is amazing. The Washington football team. I can't believe I said they would go 4-12. They're going 12-4 and winning that division. Talk about an underreaction. They might even go 15-1 or 16-0. It's happening. Did you see the play of that team yesterday? That defensive line. It was amazing. And did you guys see that Adrian Peterson is now extending his career for 5 more years?
Yeah, he had a good game. Really good game.
Yeah, it just
was like,
killed
what,
my
like
fantasy
Mark
teams
Terry?
because I have Kerryon Johnson.
Bad pick. You should have
crowded
drafted
backfield.
Adrian Peterson.
That's a crowded backfield up there in Detroit. But honestly, AP's looked the best out of any of the 3 guys they're working in. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to start the next game because he averaged.
DeAndre Swift is a bust. He dropped that pass that would have won them that game.
They should have won the game. There's a million reasons they should have won the game. That's just one of the most obvious ones. But
Worst Georgia running back since Todd Gurley.
How
Sony
many
Michel's
ones
way
has it
better.
been? Michelle and who else?
You're forgetting about the biggest running back in Georgia history who ended up being good for the Cowboys at 30 years old.
We don't need
Herschel
to talk.
Walker? We're not talking about Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker was kind of a bust.
They got a good package for him though in that trade with the Vikings. That's what set up those Super Bowl teams is all the picks they got from the Vikes. Because Jimmy Johnson's a genius, right? So he knew what he was
Jimmy
doing.
Johnson's a genius and also on his boat in Miami.
Also, Survivor legend. He was on Survivor season 21.
Also a NASCAR driver if you change the name to I.E. Johnson. And he really hates speed bumps at ESPN.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go out and call that guy a genius. He just happens to have the same name.
And he has a pickaxe.
I don't think you got to be a genius to drive a race car.
Look, I don't think he was the second eliminated on Survivor season, so.
Yeah, but he did chop away that annoying speed bump on the ESPN campus. Do you know the story about that, right? Max?
What?
You know the story about that, right?
You're talking about the commercial, right?
Yeah. He accidentally did chop away part of the speed bump.
Is Jimmy Johnson stronger than he thinks? Let's put it on the poll.
Cardinals bases loaded, 2 outs, down 2-1.
Did you all watch the AARP game? AARP Bowl?
Just
Oh,
a few
yeah.
minutes.
Tom Brady's career is over. He's going to be – dude, I'm telling you now, Josh Rosen will be in by week 6.
Mm.
Actual backup
I'm
quarterback.
saying Gabbert. Gabbert can be a starter for short stretches.
You know why Rosen's going to be in? It's because he has history with Byron Leftwich, who was their offensive coordinator.
But not good history. He was terrible. And Leftwich wasn't even the offensive coordinator to start that season. It was Mike McCoy, and he got fired after week 5. So Leftwich took over.
Mike McCoy got fired because of Sam Bradford's terribleness.
No, he got fired because he's Mike McCoy, and he just rode his relationship with Peyton Manning to that head coaching job and any subsequent job after that. It's known he is
Like
not a
Adam
good
Gase.
coach. Sorry, Mike McCoy, if you're listening to this, but what I'm saying is true.
It's very Adam Gase-esque. Riding Peyton Manning to head coaching berths.
Not do people realize that that's Peyton Manning and not the coach?
Well, the 1 year it was the coach because Peyton Manning couldn't throw over 4 yards. He still threw
Doesn't
55.
matter. He pinpointed those 4-yard ducks. You just hate Peyton Manning.
Yeah, because he did steroids, and he was a bad person in the 90s.
It's true.
The steroids thing, okay, but the steroids thing is reckless speculation.
It's understandable.
It was an
and
Al
it happened.
Jazeera report. Do you trust Al Jazeera? They also said that Ryan Zimmerman was taking steroids. Ryan Zimmerman is the cleanest baseball player of all time.
But that-
Everybody's doing steroids in Major League Baseball. Now stop living in a weird world.
Speculation.
Jesse, aren't you thinking of a different guy named Ryan?
Howard?
Ryan Braun?
Oh well, he was in an actual scandal. That was a different report. That was different.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
Now,
Why
Quisenberry.
so serious, though, Jesse? Why so serious?
now Taylor Teagarden was caught on video in that, former Orioles.
Here's overreaction. Really, like this is overreaction. Like it just happened. Overreaction. Quisenberry needs to stop snapping the ball. He's not a good center. He should not have been drafted out of LSU.
Can we talk about though the AARP Bowl and how those quarterbacks were 84 years old combined?
I turned it on for like 20 seconds, and all I saw was the Saints do a short kick to the Buccaneers, and they like collided and dropped it, and the Saints were coming. I'm like, I'm turning this off.
That Buccaneers team's gonna be so bad this year, and I told everybody. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I think we were all skeptical. But when Brady ran it in for the first touchdown, I was like convinced. I was like, okay, here we go. Tampa Bay, the Brady Bucks, they're here. And then they gave up 24 unanswered points, so they were not here.
Bruce Arians called out Brady. It was hilarious.
Well, he did have a bad game.
It was the first time. It was probably the first time since like 2000 that Brady's been called out publicly at an NFL game. Bill Belichick would just say, "Oh, Tom's got to do better next week," but we're gonna just.
He wouldn't even say that. He's like, I just got to have a better coaching plan.
Yeah, we just gotta have a better mindset. Move on to Cincinnati.
We gotta work better together as a team and as a unit. And come
Did
back.
you see his quote this week? He had the best press conference moment this week.
No, what he said?
Where someone asked, "Oh, what was the atmosphere like this week? Is there like anything you can compare it to?" He just goes, "Practice."
All right. I'm gonna give you guys a countdown of 5, and then we're all just gonna do Bill Belichick at the same time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just gotta do better. Everybody's just gotta play better. Just do better as a team. Just keep grinding. Move on to Cincinnati. Okay, that's enough. Any other overreactions other than
No days off.
no days off?
I got one.
We're still here.
I got one.
What?
Jaguars won't be bad. I don't want to compare him to Peyton Manning that game, but
Early MVP candidate.
All right. My
is their running back, who I'm blanking on his name, the greatest undrafted free agent ever? We'll see.
James Robinson.
There you go.
My thing with the Jags is they're last year's Dolphins, even though it ended up working out for last year's Dolphins because unfortunately Tua got hurt. They were tanking for Tua, and they ended up getting him even though they didn't get the number 1 pick. But Trevor Lawrence is definitely going to be the number 1 pick no matter if he blows out his knee next week. But
Justin Fields is really good.
No, he's not going over. He's not going over Trevor Lawrence.
Well, no one thought Burrow would go over 2 at the beginning of last year either. Like, stuff happens.
But
it was an injury. It was an injury. So you never know.
There's nobody else in the ACC. They're just gonna roll through everyone.
Don't sleep on Georgia Tech. That team was good.
No, Clemson destroyed the
Overreactions. Georgia Tech national champs? Question mark.
Over 400 yards of offense. I mean, like you can't play against FSU secondary that has Asante Samuel Jr. on it.
Jeremy, is Blackman like an 8th-year senior? It feels like he's been there forever.
It's because he started, and then the other quarterback came back, and then he started again. And so, did you see what happened? And we're getting into FSU talk.
Are we talking about college now?
Yeah.
Because I have a college take. Oh my gosh! But keep going.
Did you see how FSU drove the ball down the field when they took Blackman out? And then they brought Blackman in on a 3rd and 5. They got the first down. They didn't bring the backup back in. They just continued with him, and then after that, it was 3 and out.
Now, okay, I know what you're gonna say to this, which is neither can Blackman, but that backup quarterback could not throw for anything.
Oh, he threw behind every receiver he ever threw. Like, yeah.
He's throwing like 6-yard passes into the dirt.
Yeah, no, he can't throw.
But
I mean, like the read option was working.
Mayfield.
I don't know, but all I can remember is that crappy ASU game that he played in last year. The game that he played.
I forgot that they played each other.
He threw like 5 picks.
Yeah, he did.
What are we talking about here?
Forgot about our bowl game, Max?
I was watching. I watched the whole thing, but I completely forgot about it. I probably had, done some recreational activities before that.
Few too many
Yeah,
burgers.
like, you're tired. I got you.
Not like illegal ones, legal ones. But
Yeah, no, like
Burger.
exercise. I got you.
Max was having a little burger belly.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how the Raging Cajuns are now in the top 20?
That was my take, Jeremy. The Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns. They went
Not
in
Lafayette, just Louisiana.
Kansas, Iowa State
You can
Stadium.
still call them Louisiana Lafayette.
And what'd you say?
They're not Lafayette anymore. It's just
used-
Yes,
Louisiana.
they are.
Just
No,
Louisiana.
it's just the University of Louisiana now. It's still in.
That's where all the students that are being forced to pay the alumni funds money is going to, changing their name.
Yeah.
You guys remember that story?
No, it still says University of Louisiana at Lafayette when I look it up.
They don't go as that anymore. They
Yeah,
just go
they're
by it.
rebranding.
But
Still
but,
one of the best
but
big
as of now, they're still Louisiana Lafayette. As of this moment, they are still University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Scoreboard of
can we
that
talk-
game disagrees with you.
Okay, well, who cares? I looked it up on Google, and their official website says the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. So until they change that, they are the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns.
Okay, but can we talk about how Brock Purdy just played himself out of being a fifth round draft pick?
No, I want to talk about this Louisiana team and how great they are and how they stormed into Iowa State.
Brock
and-
Purdy, no, Jesse, my
on the socially distanced band.
Brock Purdy went down on my big board. I gotta
Brock
throw
Purdy was
it.
like going to be a second or third rounder possibly.
He's out. He's out. He played himself into even out off of my big board. He's undrafted now.
He's still going to get drafted.
Hold on. How expensive are these Broncos Titans tickets? There are 15 people there. These tickets must be like $12,000 a pop. Like this was my plan. This is how you do it safely. There's like no one there, but like it's actually safe. This is Max's movie theater of NFL stadiums.
Yeah, where you make no money at all on it, probably lose money.
Well, they're probably making money because these tickets are probably $12,000 a pop.
I saw the Jaguars ones were only going for like $18.
Really?
They had a lot of people in there. The Jaguars did. They had way too many.
Was it okay? So are we ranking it? Broncos with the best execution, followed by the Chiefs, followed by the Jags.
Yeah, I mean the Jags game honestly did almost look like a regular season Jags game. Like it wasn't that far off.
All right. Any other NFL or college football takes from this weekend other than?
I'm very, very into Kansas being the new Pac-12. They're the new team that plays at 10 o'clock at night and just has complete chaos. Did you see their game? They went
No.
from, like 38-3 to Coastal Carolina and then almost came back. They ended up losing by like 8 points. They're down 38-3 at half.
Kansas was down
Kansas was
38.
down 38-3. Coastal
They were
Carolina.
down at one point. I believe they were down by 30 points at one point.
When is Kansas going to be good? Because they've got
Kansas.
Les Miles. Like, and he's
They're
like,
never going to be good. They're good. Last year was their best year that they're going to have probably for the next 20 years, probably.
But Les Miles will figure out a way to turn that program around because he's the best recruiter in college football history.
They become more Miles.
I think Kansas football is beyond saving completely. They had like the same amount of wins last year as they had in like the 4 years combined before then.
They beat Tech in an Orange Bowl with Aqib Talib.
Yeah, back in the what was his name?
I don't even know.
The
Mangino.
coach.
Mark Mangino, right?
Yeah.
The man.
By the way,
Eric Mangini.
Aqib Talib is now retired.
Yeah.
You made a joke though. Can we hear it?
More Miles.
I saw Aqib Talib in LA last year on the street.
Did you say hi?
I would not say
He's with his kids.
No,
I would say hi.
I don't get the feeling that Aqib Talib is like one of those friendly athletes who's just going to take time out of his day to say
And,
hi
like,
to you because you're
here's
a
the thing,
fan.
You guys know what I would do though, right?
You want to come on the show?
I'd say, Aqib, you want to come on the show, buddy?
Like I had a Rams sweatshirt on.
My guy, Aqib.
I was a big Aqib Talib guy. I had a Rams sweatshirt on. It was when he still played for the Rams. But then I was like, okay, I'm in LA. This isn't like some weird, unique thing that I'm wearing
Fair
an
enough.
LA sweatshirt. So
Fair enough. but the guy is known for snatching chains, getting into on-field brawls, like being involved in nightclub shootings. Like, it's not the kind of guy who I'm just gonna go up to and like ask for a picture or say hi to or whatever.
No, I would say, Akeem, buddy, what's up? My guy, my friend Akeem, come on the show. Email address.
Dallas looking to win the series. How do you feel about this, Evan?
We'll get to that later, but they scored twice to tie it in the third period, and they're on the brink of something big here. First finals appearance since 2000, the year I was born. But technically before I was born, late birthday.
Wait, did they not make it last year? Forgot.
The Stars? No.
All right,
Yeah.
there's one thing that I am upset about with this Broncos.
Matt, wait.
They
Who
lost
made it in the Western
7
Conference?
to St. Louis in the second round.
I don't remember
And
who lost.
St. Louis won the
Max, wait. Who made it to the Western Conference team that won last year?
I can't even remember anymore at this point.
Can I say something about this Western Conference? I mean, about this Broncos Titans game crowd. They have fans. They don't need cardboard cutouts too. So like, I think they've just shown how they're gonna kill empty seat picks in the future when fans are back. Like, you can just fill up the rest of the seats with cardboard cutouts and make it look like a sellout no matter what.
My hot take, they should be playing on their practice fields.
Where the cameras go?
I don't know. Well, they've got cameras at practice places.
Yeah, but like the broadcasters up in like a construction lift.
No, you do remote broadcasters.
No, it would be way more funny to have Alan Chris up there in a construction lift.
Or just like hanging out on the field like we do for like you do for like high school games and stuff. Like you have like a little like folding table out on the field and announcing it from there.
It's like WWE
chairs to see over the team that's walking back and forth.
Yeah, it's like WWE. Suddenly, someone just falls through the announcing table.
Oh, wow! Slammed.
I think we're on to something here. Should there be an announcing table on the sidelines of NFL games since there's not as many people on the sidelines anymore?
That's a lot to put on the poll. Filibuster for me, please.
Max, do you have anything else about college football that I'm missing? Oh, and De'Aaron King now is their starting quarterback. He looked pretty good.
I got bad beat by North Carolina.
You did.
Yeah, I had them 27.5. I believe they won by 25.
Yeah, you can't do that with Syracuse.
Bummer.
You can never trust Syracuse, especially I don't know. You just never can trust Syracuse.
I was like, they were humming on the first drive too. Sam Howell looked like the future number 1 overall pick that he probably is. Like, they're going. And then the second drive, he throws a terrible interception. I was just like, no.
Is he the Mitch Trubisky replacement? Like
he looked like, okay, it's weird. They look exactly like each other on the field. So I looked it up one time. They're the same exact height and 2 pounds off. Sam Howell and Mitch Trubisky are. I'm like, that's why they look exactly the same.
So they just recruit the same they recruit the same type of body.
They have the same exact equipment on and everything. Like, they look like complete clones.
Were they, like, did Mitch teach it? Like, was he at the school when he was there? Like, was he his backup?
Sam Howell was
He got a win this weekend and looked kind of good. Can we call him Mitchell now, like he wants to be called, or is he still Mitch?
No, it's just Mitch.
He's Mitch until he does anything better, then we'll call him Mitchell.
He doesn't deserve his full name.
This is like me having Maxwell on my Zoom thing and still being called Max.
Maxwell's good. I knew a Maximilian Max.
Yeah, I met somebody who was Maximilian once. I was like,
What about Max Good?
Get out.
Get out.
Get out.
All right, moving on. Max, you had a big weekend watching golf, the Anna Inspiration LPGA event.
A-N-A. You pronounced it wrong.
It's not the Anna?
No, it's A-N-A.
I thought it was the Anna.
No.
See, I was watching a lot of football this weekend. And I was working at the PGA store, but instead of showing the A&A or the Safeway Open, they just showed football. So,
well, this is one thing that I'll get to is that I was very pleased with Golf Channel because during the week they had some problems. Over the weekend, they were showing the A&A instead of the Safeway, which I was very, very pleased with. I was very happy with that. That's progress right there.
nice.
Um,
Jesse, this is not flattering. I don't like this angle of you.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
What? I thought it was fine.
No, not a good angle of you.
Oh.
Much better. Jerry Jeudy, part of the tribe. First ever reception.
There you go.
Yeah.
Honorary
You're
member of
not
this
going to beat
tribe.
me in my fantasy team because I have one of the best receivers on the Titans, Adam Humphries.
He hasn't caught a ball yet.
Max, A&A inspiration. I'm sorry.
And
not the honor.
I'm very fired up because the LPGA just cost themselves. They just cost themselves a lot more attention than they might have had than they'll have now, because they put up this wall on the 18th hole. It's an island green, and they put up this wall to stop people from going in water. Look at this, stop going in there, and they're purposely trying to hit off of it and bank onto the green, including the eventual winner who had an eagle on 18 that would have for sure gone in the water if that wall wasn't there, bounced it off of it, and then chipped in for eagle. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from Miriam Lee. She had a great week, put herself into contention, hit a great shot on 18. But that shouldn't have been there. And instead of having one of Brooke Henderson, Nelly Korda, or Lexi Thompson, who are the three biggest stars currently playing actively on the LPGA, they came in second, third, and fourth. And instead they had somebody who, Miriam Lee, good player, but is definitely a lower profile player, definitely a player who doesn't contend week to week. And this just cost the LPGA a lot of people that they could really have like hyped up, like golf or on Morning Drive on Golf Channel in the mornings. That's a pretty popular show in golf communities. They would have been talking about one of these three players winning this whole time. Instead, they're not talking about it at all. They're just talking about the Safeway Open.
I just got to say, thank God DeChambeau's not on this tour, because that guy would crunch some numbers and figure out how to bank it off the wall right into the hole.
He would.
Yeah, the guy is like a physics nerd or whatever, so he would figure out a way to exploit that. They're lucky he's not on the tour.
He would have, for sure. Look at this.
Oh, is this the visual?
Yes.
That thing is massive.
Yes, it completely protects you from going into the water on that whole side.
I need that.
On this side.
Like,
I played golf and I didn't hit it into the water on 18 or on 9.
Is this someone looking for their ball?
yes. Okay, so this was another thing. This was in the last group. This was the final group. So up here at the top of your screen and like right off the green, that's Nelly. Like here. No, over here, Jesse. Oh, up here.
Jeremy.
There you go. There are
Sorry.
There's Nelly.
Okay.
Over here to her left. Over here.
Yeah.
That's Catherine Kirk. She was almost in the water. She's like 5 strokes back at this point. Over down here is Brooke Henderson, who hit a ball that went and landed completely under it. So this is her caddy, who is also her sister, climbing under it. She had to climb under the whole thing to find the ball, make sure that was hers before she
Hold
could
on just a second. Hold on. I'm sorry, but why does the caddy have to go do that when it was a terrible shot by Brooke? Why does her sister have to go do it? I'm sorry.
It wasn't a terrible shot, though. It was a good shot with the circumstances. It just went under it, which nobody even thought was possible. And it literally landed right in the middle under it.
Here we go. We're going to get copyrighted, but play it.
Tries to slow down on side.
This is where she hit it off the wall on her approach shot and then made eagle.
Jeremy, I can read.
And that was to get into the playoff.
Are a lot of people mad about this on Twitter, Max?
Yeah, because most people's favorite player in America is either Nelly, Lexi, or Brooke, and this kind of costs 2 of them the chance to win. So I would say most people are pretty not happy about this now. If like it had benefited one of the other players, then maybe they wouldn't be, but since it hurt them, they are.
I think I like the parody. But Max, what's
John Evans just got ejected. What did he do?
I don't know. Max, when's the next LPGA major?
Next LPGA major, I believe, is October, the second week of October, I believe. It's the Women's PGA Championship.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. It'll be on at well, this one was on at the right time, but I feel like the one in October I'll be more cleared up to watch.
And then there's one in December, too. The U.S. Women's Open is in December.
They're doing a U.S. Open in December.
Yeah.
The winner's going to be +7.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
It's in
Hold on.
Texas. It's in Houston.
Still gonna be. Houston's not that. Houston in December is not that warm.
It's still warm enough for them to play.
Somebody's gonna win on +7. Jeremy is upset about Broncos.
Here we go again with someone being stupid and punching someone with their fist, punching a helmet.
They're just trying to punch the ball out.
Oh, did you see the ejection in the Lions-Bears game?
Yeah, they were just trying to punch the ball out.
No,
Did you
he just punched him in the helmet.
Did you see? Was it Jamie Collins that did it?
It's not even that's not anything but your problem.
Did you see the ejection though in the Lions-Bears game?
Yes.
It might be the dumbest ejection I've ever seen on the player's part.
Oh, for this the head
Yeah,
thing.
he headbutted the ref like when he was demonstrating what he did and just put his helmet right.
It was an accident. He didn't mean to do that.
Bad.
I don't think he meant to do that.
Did you just see what Rashawn Evans did? He definitely meant to do it.
Yeah, that was just a punch in the face. But you know how I feel about fighting in sports. Like,
Are we gonna talk about how
just
stupid
let everyone fight?
Can we talk about how stupid people are for punching someone with your fist that has a helmet on?
I don't know, but I think that there should be a bonus for every punch thrown.
Is it a punch or an open hand smack? Because
No,
guys
he
do that too.
He went punch.
Okay, that's.
I would
yeah,
go.
that's how you break
I
the
think
hand.
he deserves a $5,000 bonus. It's a small one, but the more fighting, the better. Max, you cool with that?
I think that was a
Yeah.
thing, and it was also called Bountygate, and also very illegal, and also led to a lot of sanctions for the team involved. So
Yeah, but there wouldn't have been if I'm not saying try to get people hurt, but if you feel like
what do you
fighting,
think
just
punching
allow
them in the
fighting.
face is
They
gonna
do it
do?
in hockey, just let people fight. Man, we take them out of play and sit them in a penalty box, but just allow fighting. Fighting's way better.
Yeah, but you're on ice. You're grappling for position and balance. You're not going to land as many punches as if it's just man on man, like on the field. You know what I mean?
You go and hit,
I mean, the guy's last name is Butt.
shoving, and when you go and hit, you
Why are you punching someone in the face that has a helmet on? I just don't understand.
I don't know, but again, they should allow all fighting in sports. Fighting should be allowed. We want more fighting. I'm just gonna die on this hill. All right, Max has kind of already said his "What are we doing?" but I'm gonna start with him because just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Max, what's your "What are we doing"?
Well, I've already hit on it. It's the wall at the ANA, costing Nelly and Brooke a major championship. So mad about it still.
Nelly, the singer, was there.
Yeah.
Nelly
And
Furtado?
too. Both of them.
Nelly Furtado?
Yeah, all three of them.
Promiscuous with Timbaland?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Jeremy.
Yeah. Rashawn Evans for punching someone in the face with his fist when the guy had a helmet on.
Again, I'm for fighting.
Well, I'm fine. You could die on that, but are you for fighting when someone has a helmet on and you're gonna go and that? He could have broken his hand.
No, they need to do what they do. Every sport needs to do what they do in hockey. In baseball, you drop the helmet, drop the bat, drop the gloves, and go for it. In football, you drop the helmet, drop the gloves,
Didn't
you
want
go for
anything
it.
to do with it.
What'd you say?
Jake Butt didn't want anything to do with that fight, though.
But if it was legal and he wouldn't get penalized, or he might get penalized a little bit just to go sit on the sideline, but it riles up his team, then yeah, go for it. Fighting should be allowed. We need huge brawls in all sports. But Jeremy, what are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, Evan.
Mike McCarthy going for it on 4th down with 12 minutes left when a field goal ties the game, and then you end up losing by a field goal. I'm not gonna go on and on about it. Just bad coaching, bad first impression. Don't like it. What are you doing, Mike?
Riverboat Mike?
No, just bad coach Mike, I think is more accurate.
You did win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers won him that Super
What are
Bowl.
we doing?
And that was 10 years ago, too.
And let me tell you my "What are we doing?" My "What are we doing?" is the WNBA playoff format. I don't understand the WNBA playoff format. They just should have 1 through 8 with series, but instead they do 2 teams. The top 2 teams get a bye week all the way to the conference finals. It is ridiculous. I don't understand it. They do 2 single elimination rounds and then a best of 5 conference finals and a best of 5 finals. Just do series from, 1 to 8 seeds. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, come on, basketball can't do single elimination playoffs, and unless it's college. But this is, I don't know. I don't like it. Anybody else agree with me on that?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't have my homework. I can't say anything about it.
Yeah, but I'll give you my take. Seattle's going to win. Sue Bird is going to retire from the WNBA. She's not going to retire from Olympic competition because she wants to play next year. But I think she missed half the games in the bubble. So I think we'll see Sue Bird and Breanna Stewart win their second title together. Yeah, and then that'll wrap up the wobble. So, that's my what are we doing, the playoff format. I don't like it.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, we have the National Hockey.
Do you have anything?
What's up?
Does Evan have anything?
I already did mine.
Oh, I missed
Jeremy,
it.
Oh, yeah.
get out. Walk, get out, Jeremy.
What was yours? Oh, I need him for this next segment.
Oh,
I need him for this.
I mean, I was only going to send him out for like 5 seconds, but it's whatever.
Yeah. I was watching the football game.
Yeah, just pay attention.
Your fault for making us do the show during the game.
This is Max's fault. Max said, I am looking out for Max.
So we're doing hockey now, right?
Yeah, what's going on in the game?
You picked the perfect time because the Stars just won. Dennis
Oh my
Gurianov
gosh.
in overtime on the power play. The Stars are
going to the Cup?
The Stars are going to the Cup final for the first time since 2000.
Wow, I didn't think this team, I can tell you right now that was not my pick.
And it's funny because we made the transition literally 5 seconds before the puck went in. Like, couldn't have timed it any better. And yeah, at the beginning of the playoffs, we were all saying, like, this team doesn't have it. They can't score. This team is a completely different beast from what we saw in the regular season, from what we saw in the round robin. They just find ways to win no matter what. They beat Vegas in 5, the odds-on favorite in the Western Conference. And honestly, like, this is the best this team has looked since I've been on this planet. And it's the first time in 10 years they've been relevant. So I could not be happier right now. And I just got to say, like, they're for real. They're for real. If Tampa wins tomorrow, I'm picking them over Tampa. Because this team –
Wow.
This team,
Tampa looked really good.
Tampa's good, man.
Watching the Stars in these playoffs. They beat Colorado, who a lot of people thought were going to win. They just beat Vegas in 5, who a lot of people were going to win. Those are 2 teams that play very different styles of hockey, and the Stars match them every step of the way in both series. They can play a heavy game if they want to. A lot of size on that blue line. A lot of size on those bottom 2 lines. They can play a skill game. Everyone knows about Ben Sagan-Radulov. They got the speedy young guys, Hans Gurianov. And Joel Kiviranta, who came out of nowhere, got the game-time goal in this game late. Another beauty. This team's for real. And Hudobin's been a rock in the net, too.
What happened to
Ben?
I think this team has it.
What happened to Ben Bishop?
Okay.
He has played 1 game since the playoffs officially started, and he got shelled for 4 goals in 1 period. He's unfit to play right now. And I guarantee you he's not going to see a minute in the finals. That's Hudobin's net.
So if Dallas wins, are we going to, like, really start buying this conspiracy theory that only our teams can win the Stanley Cup Finals?
Well, it's not really Evans. It's really not Evans' team.
I'm a fair weather Stars fan. I will admit that.
Well, I'm a fair weather Blues fan, so that's fine.
Yeah, but they're your number 1 team.
Like,
The
Stars are literally the Stars are Evan's like Western Conference team, and like he lived in that area.
Well,
they're not his number 1 team.
I do live in Dallas.
Oh, you're my Western Conference team.
Okay,
I'm a fan of everyone. Let's just kumbaya.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I live 10 minutes from the American Airlines Center, so I have every right to enjoy this. I've sat through countless playoff failures.
For Seattle.
I was at games 3 and 6 against the Blues last year. Heartbreaking.
Tell me more.
Oh yeah, those games are heartbreaking. Those Blues ones were.
Yeah, and like honestly, after they lost that game 7 last year, I thought that was it for this core because Jamie Benn's 31 years old right now.
What I was gonna say, we're not even talking about Jamie Benn.
Jamie Benn, okay, red hot in this series. He had goals in 3 straight games, over a point a game in this series. He's almost at a point a game for the entire playoffs now. Where has this Jamie Benn been the last 3 years?
I don't know, but Ryan Tannehill is threading the needle right now.
Anyway, I think that's all we got to say about the hockey segment. But this Stars team, man, they are a juggernaut. They're
good, but I think Tampa's better. I'm picking Tampa.
I'm picking Tampa. Max?
Well, they have to win.
I had that hilarious tweet last year where like, we're sorry, we have no excuse. Like, we're very disappointed too. Like, that tweet is one.
I wanted to tweet that really bad. Like, this is not the outcome we expected. You know, I want Tampa to lose just so that we can all tweet that out. But like at the end of the day, I think they're really good. And the Islanders could very much, you know, sneak into the final.
One of the best.
Every playoffs ever has shown that 3-1 series leads are not safe. So don't count out New York just yet. They're a very well-coached team, dealing with some injuries right now, though, to key players. Case Zizekas is not going to play the rest of the series. Neither is Clutterbuck. So they're up against it right now. The last game, honestly, I thought they deserved to win, but Tampa scored those 2 goals in 27 seconds, and it was over just like that. I think Tampa does pull it out. But honestly, this Stars team is just something else. And they've done it all basically without Tyler Seguin, too. I mean, he has 2 goals the entire playoffs, 8 points. He's been a passenger. And if he gets going, then it's over. It's over.
He's going to be partying when he gets back to the States, let me tell you.
He's going to be partying. And, you know, if he's a passenger, he's going to let her go.
By passenger, I mean he hasn't been contributing a lot. And I think he is banged up right now, but at this time of year, if you're not banged up, you're just not trying.
I mean, Chara played with a broken jaw last year, so.
Playoffs is the war of attrition. Everyone's dealing with some bumps and bruises right now. I don't think that's an excuse for his performance, but there's no time to make up for it like the Stanley Cup Final. And he's been there before. He has a cup ring with Boston, so you never can underestimate how much that can help. They're presenting him with the trophy right now. Honestly, like, who would have thought, like, a month ago, who would have thought Dallas Stars, Western Conference champions?
I don't know, but did anybody expect Mike D'Antoni to not return to the Rockets?
That was a curveball. That was a curveball for sure.
And to tell him he wasn't returning instead of not re-sign like a contract because he thinks that some other team is going to hire him, which is mind-boggling because he does the same thing with every team that he ever coaches. Anybody?
I love that Dallas isn't touching the.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to.
I know, but teams in the past have.
Yeah, but they haven't won the cup. That's the thing. The superstition is if you touch the Campbell Bowl, you won't win.
Interesting.
The
Matt,
Blues and Bruins didn't touch either trophy last year either.
What?
Do you have any thoughts on the Rockets?
No.
Jeremy, do you want to talk about tomorrow night's game?
Wait. First, I have thoughts on Mikey D's.
Who? Oh, Mike D'Antoni. Okay. Yeah.
Bucks are gonna fire Budenholzer, and Mikey D's is gonna go to the Bucks.
That's the worst coach for Giannis.
7 seconds or less.
Giannis unfollowed every one of his teammates on Instagram or Twitter or something.
The heat is on. The heat is on.
Speaking of the Heat, Jeremy, tomorrow is game 1 against the Boston Celtics.
Game 1 against Boston Celtics tomorrow is gonna be fun. I don't know. Jimmy Butler. It was his birthday today. 31. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
He's 31.
Yeah.
Wow, he's getting old.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting old.
Yeah.
He's already 31.
I'm almost 23. I'm like 20.
Pretty exciting. The Heat have had some days off to. How many days off has it been? Has it been a week? Yeah.
No days off.
No days off. Jimmy Butler's probably been up at 3 a.m. in the gym at all times.
Oh yeah. Are we gonna talk about how Rajon Are we gonna talk about how Rajon Rondo's brother got kicked out of the bubble?
Yeah, that was just Russell Westbrook complaining and whining.
Yeah, Russell
All
Westbrook.
you did is call him trash. If Russell Westbrook can't hear someone call him trash without whining and crying, then he's a fake competitor, and he's never winning a championship. I'm saying that right now. Never winning a championship. He's too much of a crybaby. I used to really like him, but now, he just rubs me the wrong way. Colin Cowherd's looked great this weekend.
Can we also talk about how I was right that Saquon Barkley is the most overrated player in the NFL?
He had a really bad game
What
tonight.
are you talking about?
He didn't have a bad game tonight.
Yeah.
He had a good receiving game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got involved. He was like,
They need to put the ball in his hands more.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just not a good offense all around. Like, there's question
15
marks.
carries for 6 yards on the ground.
Yeah, but look at his receiving game.
Yeah, ended up
I
pressing that offensive line they
I
had.
don't care. 15 rushes for 6 yards. He can't even get a half
That's
yard per
60
carry.
through the air.
He had 6 catches for 60 yards out of the backfield.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, we have a
Help him-
fumble.
Help him move the
A
ball.
fumble Rooski?
That's that's Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, but I don't see. Saquon can play a little bit better on the ground, but their offensive line isn't very good.
He had a game last year. He had one game last year where he had 13 carries for 1 yard.
He has some bad games, but he makes up for it with all
Versus
of
the Jets.
He makes up for it with all of his good ones.
No, he makes up for it when he has one 60-yard run every 6 games. Inflates his stats.
Cam Newton is the best running back in the AFC East.
No, I think the biggest overreaction of the week, and I'm going to say this, is Big Ben is back because he played really well against the Giants.
Did he? I heard he was terrible.
Secondary is nothing to.
No, everybody was talking about, oh, Big Ben's so good. Big Ben, oh, what Big Ben did today. Blah, blah, blah. Like, that's all I'm hearing is, I can't believe Big Ben is back and that great. Like Ed Werder went on Twitter and was like, no shade at Ed Werder. I mean, he's been doing it for years. But
Big Ben looked good. He did.
yeah, but it's the Giants. They're going to be the last place team in that division. Sorry, Evan. Sorry, me. Sorry, Jeremy. The Giants are going 3.
Giants look pretty. They didn't look bad today at all.
Awful. What are you talking about?
It was a 1-score. If not for that pick by Danny Dimes, it's a 1-score game.
Danny Nichols. He hasn't earned that extra 5 cents.
Cousin of Rachel Nichols.
Terrible. All right, now we're going to get to the polls. We got a lot from this weekend. Is Carolina blue gross? Only 11% said yes, 89% no. I don't know. Guess I'm the only person that thinks it's a nasty shade of blue. Worst bathroom, 56% porta potty, 11% airplane, 11% chartered bus, and 22% Amtrak. Football, 100% football. Fun belt, 100% yes. Does Chris always take the side of her daughter's exes? 83% yes. Is Courtney being ungrateful? 100% yes. Is Courtney still soul searching? 100% yes. Again, football. Jeremy, football.
Football.
Yeah, 100% football. Do people probably annoy anyone named Jake that works at State Farm? 100% yes. Poor anyone named Jake that works at State Farm. Imagine answering the phone. Hi, I'm Jake with State Farm. Ha ha ha! You're Jake with State Farm. Ha! You missed the commercial. It's so funny. Ha!
Anyone named Jake in general, that's a rip.
My
I feel
brother.
like Jakes just have not good reputation.
That's my brother's name.
I'm sure your brother's a great guy, but the overall Jake community.
Put him in the waiting room.
Did you kick me out?
Yes.
You were mean to his brother. Why wouldn't he?
I said your brother's a good guy. Did I not lead that off by saying I'm sure your brother's a great guy?
Yeah, it's still, you just can't die on that.
Bash Jesse's brother. You
Best-
get the boot.
Best Bon Jovi song. 20% Bad Medicine, 20% You Give Love a Bad Name, 40% Dead or Alive, or 20% Other. I don't know what that other would be. Is Drew Brees always squatting and stretching? 86% yes.
Living for a prayer.
What's up?
Living on a prayer.
That's. Oh yeah. You ever wanted that? Yeah. Wait. Whoa. Yeah. I guess that is.
Oh, we're halfway there.
I thought I put that one on there, but never mind. Okay. Yeah, but Drew Brees always stretching and squatting, 86% every time I see him. Is the Saints versus Bucks game going to have to be halted so Brady and Brees can take their heart pills? 71% yes. Is Brady versus Brees the AARP of football games? 85% yes. Do Brady and Brees probably add an S to the end of any last name that ends in L? 80% yes. I hope you guys get that.
Daniels, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an old person thing. They always are like, oh, did you hang out with the Danielses today? Instead of just the Daniels. Does it take Brady and Brees a few tries to get up from the bench? 67% yes. Is Jeremy always getting an order of mozzarella sticks with that? 88% yes.
Who's the other percentage? Who's the 12%?
I don't know.
I want to have a conversation. Just a conversation.
He like, we got to eat. Jeremy's like, tells the waiter, waitress, he's like, yeah, I'll take can we get an order of mozzarella sticks with that before the meal? More popular, sports themselves or complaining about sports? This is telling. 14 votes, 71% complaining about sports. Bakes, 27% Colin Cowherd, 9% Lamar Jackson, 9% Josh Allen, and 55%, at least he's not Darnold. Too many polls today? That was yesterday. 57% yes. They don't get the show. Was it a crazy episode? 88% yes. Should I watch Dancing with the Stars or the second Monday Night Football game? They said Dancing with the Stars, but I'm watching Drew Lock. Should the Jets change their name to the single-engine propeller planes? 67% yes. And is Jimmy Johnson stronger than he thinks? 100% yes. And should the NFL put a folding table on the sideline for the broadcasters since there are less people down there this year? 100% yes. All right, that'll do it for the Why So Serious show today. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. Big thanks to Max Bechtold, who had some battery problems. We thank Jeremy Schnell and Evan Osherwitz. Good night, Canada.
Be loud, go green, wear stars. We want the cup. We want the cup. We want the cup. Good night.
Good night, Canada.